Some budgets fail in a way that's hard to explain. Spending is controlled, bills are paid on time, categories are reasonable. And yet, over long periods, important goals stall. Savings goals move slowly. Critical buffers don't grow. Long-term obligations stay underfunded. Meanwhile, less important spending continues without interruption. Nothing is out of control, but outcomes feel misaligned. This is not a discipline problem. It's not a timing problem. It's not a categorization problem. It's a priority inversion problem. Priority inversion occurs when lower importance uses of money are funded first. Higher importance uses are funded only if money remains. This happens quietly, even in well-managed budgets. Why? Because most budgeting systems assume that importance will naturally guide allocation. They assume, if something matters, I'll fund it. In practice, money flows to what is immediately payable, frictionless to spend, already active, not to what is important but delayed. Most budgets encode limits, but not priority order. They define how much can be spent, where it can be spent, when it can be spent. They rarely define what must be funded first, second, and last. As a result, the system defaults to a simple rule. Money goes where it is easiest to go. Recurring expenses execute automatically. Discretionary spending flows freely within limits. Deferred goals wait patiently. The system is working, just not toward the right objectives. Priority inversion is persistent because it does not look like failure. There are no missed payments, no overdrafts, no obvious mistakes. The failure only appears over time. Emergency buffers remain thin. Long-term goals lag. Financial resilience doesn't improve. The system optimizes for continuity, not importance. Without explicit priority encoding, importance loses to momentum. To prevent priority inversion, a budgeting system must introduce a new variable, priority rank. This is not a category. It is not a timing rule. It is not a motivation cue. It is an ordering constraint. Every use of money must belong to a priority layer, and layers are funded sequentially, not simultaneously. The system operates on one governing rule. Lower priority money cannot execute until higher priority allocations are satisfied. This reverses the default behavior. Instead of spend freely unless something runs out, the system becomes advance to the next priority only after the previous one is fulfilled. This removes reliance on judgment. Priority is no longer remembered. It is enforced. At a structural level, this system works as follows. 1. Define 3 to 5 priority layers ordered by importance. Foundational stability, risk protection, future commitments, discretionary use. 2. Assign each dollar of income a priority path, not just a destination. 3. Funding flows downward. Layer 1 must be complete before Layer 2 receives money. Layer 2 must be complete before Layer 3 activates. Spending is allowed only from the highest active layer. Money does not ask, what can I be spent on? It asks, what priority am I currently serving? Explicit priority systems change outcomes because they prevent silent starvation of important goals. Deferred priorities are no longer optional. Eliminate competition between priorities. Lower layers do not borrow from higher ones. Create visible trade-offs. If discretionary spending activates slowly, the system is doing its job. The system enforces alignment without requiring constant attention. The most common failure is treating priority as intent rather than structure. Examples. Savings is important to me. I'll fund this when I can. This comes first, in theory. But in the system, spending is still parallel. All categories remain active. Nothing blocks lower priorities. Intent without ordering does nothing. The prevention rule is strict. If a priority can be bypassed, it is not a priority. An AI system would never assume importance enforces itself. It would rank objectives explicitly, allocate resources sequentially, prevent execution of lower-ranked tasks until higher-ranked ones are satisfied. AI systems do not multitask priorities. They complete critical objectives before optional ones. A priority-encoded budget mirrors this logic by turning importance into structure, removing ambiguity, making misalignment impossible, not unlikely. Some budgets fail, not because of behavior, timing, or structure, but because importance is never enforced. When money flows to what is available instead of what matters, progress stalls without obvious errors. An explicit priority system encodes order directly into allocation, ensuring that critical goals execute before optional spending activates. When priority is structural, alignment no longer depends on attention or intent.